In this lesson, we're going to compare and locate real numbers. All right, so how do I graph integers? Graph the numbers on the number line and tell which one is greater. All right, so let's start with the -4 and 0 for number 1. -4 is on the left side of the 0, meaning negative, and then we have 0. And now remember, the more negative you are, the less value you have. So when we're comparing this, which one is greater? The 0 is going to be the greater. Anytime you have something that's on the right side, that is going to be your greater number. All right, number 2, we have -1. Let's just maybe put an X here. And we have -5. All right, so we're looking for the greater number, and the more negative you are, the less the value you have. And so the one that is on the right here is this -1. So -1 is greater than -5. And then number 3, we have 1 and 5. So these are on the positive side. So let's maybe put an open circle here. And we have 5. All right, so which one is greater? Well, you'd rather have $5 than $1. So the further right you go on the number line, the greater the number is. So our greater number is going to be number 5. Now, example 2, how do I compare integers? Order the numbers from least to greatest. When you're comparing numbers, you want to make sure that they're either all decimals, all fractions, or all percents. And here we have no percent, so we don't want to turn them to that. It's easiest to compare them when they're a decimal form. So we're going to take this number, -7 all over 4, and we're going to turn that into a decimal. And remember, to do that, you're going to take the top number divided by the bottom number. So -7 divided by 4 is going to give you a -1.75. Now let's go ahead, and when we order them from least to greatest, we want to find the number that is the most negative. And so the most negative number here is going to be -5. And then our next one would be that -2.4. And then the next one would be let's just rewrite it in its original form. Or you could write -1.75. That doesn't matter. So now we've done all the negative numbers. So now let's find our smallest whole number, or our smallest positive number, which is 1. And then we're going to have 5. All right, so now these are written in order from least to greatest. For number 2, we want to do the same thing with that 16 all over 5. We want to turn that into a decimal. And when you take 16 divided by 5, you will end up with 3.2. All right, so our most negative number here is going to be the -4.59. And then our next one is going to be -1.5. Now let's go on the positive side. So our smallest positive number is going to be 3.2. And then our biggest positive number is going to be 5. So now these are all in order from least to greatest. All right, so compare the numbers. We have -50 and -32. So we know that -50 is more negative than -32. So that is going to be less than -32. All right, now let's go ahead and compare number 2. We have -5.4 repeating and then -5.444. So remember, on the negative side, the more negative you are, the less the value you have. And so this number, the repeating, it looks like this. It's going to keep going on and on and on. All right, so when you look to see, since the -5.444, it stops, and really you could put zeros after this too at the end of the decimals. So which one is going to be more negative? Well, because the one on the left, the -5.4 repeating, it is going to be more negative than the one on the right. So we're going to have less than. For number 3, now these are on the positive side of the number line. We have 2.6 repeating, and then we have 2.66. And remember that the 2.6 repeating, it looks like this. It keeps going on and on and on, all right? So when we look at which one has a higher value, the one that's repeating has a higher value, and because it's on the positive side of the number line, this is going to be greater. Now for number 4, we have to take a look. We have negative 5.07 and then negative 5.7. So it's important for you to take a look. Let's just look at the ones place. They're equal as far as the ones place goes. Now, let's look at the tens place, which is right here. All right, now because we're on the negative side, we're looking for which one is more negative. Well, negative 5.7 is going to be more negative than negative 5.0. So negative 5.07 is going to be greater than negative 5.7. In this next example, we're going to take a look at absolute value. Absolute value is defined as the distance a number is away from 0. So for example, if I have the absolute value of negative 3, it's going to take me 3 steps to get back to 0. So the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. If I have the absolute value of 4, it's going to take me 4 steps to get back to 0. So the absolute value of positive 4 is positive 4. Something that you need to remember is that when you're finding absolute value is always going to be positive. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the opposites and the absolute value. So when we're talking about the opposite of positive is negative. So we have the opposite of positive 3 is going to be negative 3. And the absolute value of 3, the distance away from 0, is going to be 3. The opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. And the absolute value of negative 3 is going to be the distance away from 0, it's going to be 3. The opposite of positive 4 is negative 4. The absolute value of positive 4 is going to give us a positive 4, it's 4 steps away. The opposite of negative 4 is positive 4. And then the absolute value of negative 4 is going to be positive 4. How many steps? And now notice all of these right here, the absolute value, they're all positive. All right, so let's simplify these. We have the absolute value of negative 5. It's going to be 5 steps away from 0, so it's going to be 5. We have the absolute value of 5, which is also 5 steps away from 0, so it's going to be a positive 5. Now, number 3, let's take a look. We have the negative absolute value of negative 4, or we could also say this as, you can refer to the negative as the opposite of the absolute value of negative 4. This is not to be confused with something like this. Because if you had just a parentheses, you could then say, well, I've got 2 negatives and that's a positive. But these are not parentheses, these are absolute value symbols. When you have those absolute value symbols, you have to evaluate what's inside of them first. Then you can go and you can evaluate with that negative. So let's start right here, and we're going to take, what is the absolute value of negative 4? Well, the distance away from 0 is going to be a 4. And now I'm just going to go and I'm going to take this negative right here and I'm just going to place it back on there. And so the answer to this one then is going to be negative 4. All right, number 4, we have negative 4. We could also say the opposite of negative 4 as well when you have that negative on there. So we just talked about that one. Remember, if you have 2 negatives, what is the opposite of negative 4? The opposite of negative 4, or 2 negatives, make a positive. So this one's going to be a positive 4. So for number 5, we have the opposite of the absolute value of 4. So let's start right here. So we're going to start right here. What is the absolute value of 4? Is 4. And now we can come and we can put this negative back on it. So the answer to this one is negative 4. All right, and our last one here, we have the opposite of the opposite of the opposite, or we should say negative 4. So let's take a look here. Remember, we know that 2 negatives make a positive. So I'm just going to come right here and make that a positive. But now we still have this negative 4 out here. And these are all parentheses. This has nothing to do with the absolute value. These are all These are parentheses. It's just keeping, the purpose of those parentheses there is just to keep those negatives apart from one another. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to have the 4. Here's my positive, but I still have that negative on there. 3 negatives make a negative. So we're going to have a -4. All right, number 7. Now we need to simplify these. And when you have the absolute value symbols, it's like a grouping symbol. So you have to evaluate everything on the inside here first, then take the absolute value of it. So 3 minus 5 is -2, and we haven't gotten rid of the absolute value symbol here. So now we have to take the absolute value of -2, which is +2. Number 8, we have the absolute value of -4 plus the absolute value of 6. In this case, we're going to take the absolute value of -4, which is 4. We're going to take the absolute value of 6, which is 6, and then we can add them together, and I will have 10. Number 9, whenever you have a number right next to a parentheses or right next to an absolute value symbol, this means multiply. It's 3 times the absolute value of -5. So what we're going to do here first then is we're going to evaluate that absolute value of -5. And the absolute value of -5 is 5. And I'm just going to come back over here and I'm going to put a times sign between them. And 3 times 5 then is equal to 15. All right, evaluate the expression when x is equal to -5 and y is equal to 5. All right, so we have negative x. Now, notice that x is equal to -5. So you have to bring in that entire -5. Even though there's already a negative there, you have to write that negative, and we've got to bring this whole part down into here. So x is equal to -5. So what I have is -5, or the opposite of -5. Well, remember, 2 negatives are going to make a positive. So this is going to be equal to +5. All right, we have the absolute value of x. All right, well, x is equal to -5, so absolute value of -5. Well, we know that the absolute value of -5 is +5. All right, 4 times the absolute value of x. So we're going to take 4 times the absolute value of -5. Now, here again, we have to start with what is the absolute value of -5? That's +5. And then let's just write them, multiply right there. 4 times 5 is 20. All right, negative y. Well, y is equal to +5. So we're going to place a +5 right in here. So we have negative, negative. All right, well, 2 negatives make a positive. So that's going to be equal to 5. The absolute value, or opposite of the absolute value of x. Well, remember, x is equal to -5. So we have to place that -5 right in here where we see that x. So you have the absolute value of, all right. So again, we can't just go and make those two a positive. That's not like having the parentheses. We have to evaluate this part first. Absolute value of -5 is 5, and we're going to place the negative back on there. At number 6, we have the absolute value of y minus x. All right, so remember, y is equal to +5, so we're going to place a 5, and we'll take the absolute value of that, minus, and remember, x is equal to -5. So I have, there's 2 negatives there, and I put the parentheses just so that they don't run together. So let's start here. What's the absolute value of 5? Well, the absolute value is 5. Now we have minus -5. Remember, 2 negatives make a positive, so I'm just going to put +5, and 5 plus 5 is 10. So in this lesson, we took a look at how to compare integers and how to find the absolute value of numbers.